biggest Braves coverage in the South is always rolling at thepodcastpark.com. Check out the fans' exclusive lineup of Braves podcasts, including K-Mac's weekly Braves update, the Braves Clubhouse Report, 643 with Dylan Short, plus the return of Hardball with Chris Domino, and the latest breaking news every morning at 10 a.m. with Matt Chernoff's Daily 10. Get our Braves podcast everywhere you get podcasts, or stream them all for free on the 680 The Fan app or thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
This is an exclusive presentation of Podcast One Sports.
What up? This is Robert Horry.
Or three-point. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Now that's making a statement.
You know, sometimes we're tardy, but we always get the job done. We show up in due time. It is the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brandon Harper, of course, 7-time NBA champion. Robert Horry, who, by the way, I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, Lord.
We'll get to that in just a second. I'll make this very, very brief. The reason we're late this week, my old man had a heart attack, another one. My dad's had a bad heart for a long time, so I was in South Florida most of the week trying to get my dad right. They're working on his heart. He's hanging in there. He's on a ventilator. He's on a feeding tube. It sucks. The whole situation blows. They're doing their best to get him back. So I'm just kind of praying for my pops. But I apologize for the show. Obviously, we're a little bit late this week. So, family drama. It happens.
No need to apologize.
I know,
man.
but
family comes first.
Yeah, I get it. It's just, this, and I've always. Part of what makes doing this stuff great, especially with you guys, on weeks that I am not at my best or I've had a crappy week or something's wrong, this is usually the best hour of my week. We bust each other's balls and we have fun and we laugh and we goof. And sometimes when you're dealing with crap like this, that's all you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need an hour to just joke about how the Hall of Fame invites Robert Horry out to do an appearance, but he's not in the goddamn Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I need. And that's my bone to pick with you. What the hell are you doing? Making an appearance at the Hoops Hall, and you ain't in the Hoops Hall.
Hey, you have to do what you can, man, to try to slide in that joint.
They're lobbying, man.
Hey, you know how you had to clean the ladies, like when I was growing up, you had to take out the ladies' trash next door, do things. So she was like, yeah, come on inside, baby, and pick you some plums. You do these little things to get in the building.
Holy shit,
man.
you grew up in the South.
Nah, not just the South. He grew up in the country.
Holy cow.
I grew up in the country.
Come pick you some plums. My God.
Blackberries, pears, peaches. I even had to pick peas, man. So, that's the dirty South.
See, that's how you know you grew up in New Jersey. You touch a neighbor's trash can up north, they're like, get the fuck out of my yard. You're like, I'm sorry, sorry, my bad. Oh, shit. So, what were you doing for them? Just doing like a little appearance or something?
Yeah, it was just, I've done that before in the past where they always have these little sessions where fans come in and you get different people in the basketball world that come in and do interviews and talk. It was actually fun, man. It was a lot of people from Germany. It was some people from London. It was people all over the world. They just want to visit the Basketball Hall of Fame. And I was there. And the crazy part about it is 3 days before I got there, Spree was there. And it was like, Sprewell just left here. I said, who, that Ghost? Because he ghosts me every time, man. He tried, like, Spree, we'll talk for like 15 minutes and all of a sudden, silence.
Gone. He did that to B-Dog, I think. And B-Dog's trying to get him on the podcast, and he was on Instagram, and he's like, yo, I got to connect with Rob. And he's like, yeah, no problem. Let's get you on the show. Gone.
Disappeared in the thin air.
Gone.
And the crazy part about it is he reached out to me.
Yeah, that's even better. He was the one that reached out.
But no, hold on, though. But about maybe 7-8 months ago, everybody that I knew were getting texts from this so-called Spreewell, and it wasn't Spreewell. It was the weirdest thing. Allie got a text, Geeter got a text, Brez, even James got a text like, yo, man, this Spree. Yo, tell Rob to holler at me. Here's my number. I'm like, that's not Spree's number. I'm like, so it was a fake Spree running around forever. And he wasn't just calling. It's about 40 people that he was reaching out to, and they was like, yo, even my mama said, yo, Speedwell text me. I'm like, how the hell this dude get my mama's number?
How did whoever this was get anybody's number?
Yes. I'm like
how's he got your number? How's he got Allie's number? How's he got the
He's a hell of a hacker, boy, because he texted me too. I'm like, dude, this ain't
He must
Spree.
have got into Spree's phone or something.
He must have.
Yeah,
but Spree ain't got my mama number.
Then shit, then who knows what he did? Yeah, this guy's skilled.
Yes.
So, damn. Lot going on. Not a ton of crazy NBA stuff going on this week, but we did get this.
Nothing.
We did get this LeBron deal coming down. So what is it? It's 2 years, 97 million.
Just say 100. Let's say 50 million.
That's not terrible. That's not terrible. He's in through the 24 season when he can get popped for free agency, and that just so happens to line up with when Bronny hits the NBA draft. So he's said many times he wants to play with this kid. Go, man.
Hold on. It's like, is he really going to hit the draft then? People think he's going to be a one and done. How do we know Bronny might say, you know what, I'm enjoying the hell out of college. I want to spend 4 years here or whatnot. So
he's not spending 4 years in college.
They putting too much pressure on that kid, man. They putting way too much pressure on him. Not just, the whole world's like, oh, you're going to play with your dad in the NBA. That's just too much pressure, man.
But I mean, he got enough pressure on him already with that last name.
Yeah.
That his kids, and it's nothing against anybody else, any other NBA player's child who's had their last name, but his kids may have the most pressure on them more than any other NBA player's child. Yeah. Like, because they're coming in with all kinds of hype. And then you're talking about Bryce, who I think is a couple of years behind or 3 or 4 years behind.
Yeah.
Right. And they're talking about, oh, no, he the one. He's hit a growth spurt. Yeah. And they're talking about he'd be better than Bronny. So
he's going to be better than Bronny.
See?
He's already caught up with Bronny, in my opinion. He just isn't as athletic because he's still going into his body.
Right.
But if you put the skill set versus the skill set, by the time Bronny gets the same age, when he times out of high school, he's going to be probably a top 15, top 20 player in the country, maker.
Yeah.
He can ball.
Yeah.
I give him that.
But this is like Sharif and Shakir, Shaq's kids. We talked about Sharif a couple weeks ago coming in and getting time with the Lakers and stuff, but a lot of people have said Shakir's right on his heels.
Yeah.
Shakir's going to be one of them players.
I don't think you're right. I don't think is as big of hype as Bronny.
That's probably true. That's probably true. Well, because Shaq's he's not in today's
active.
NBA. This idea that LeBron and Bronny can play together in the NBA, which has never been done. It's been done in Major League Baseball. Like we saw it with the Field of Dreams games and Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. Got to come out and, to throw the ball back and forth. They obviously got to play in the league at the same time. Never happened in the NBA.
Right.
So the fact that this could happen, I think, is even fueling that hype even more, Just to say. But LeBron would be 39 around that time if that happens. And if he's still balling at 39 and he's trying to get in, and then it becomes where do they go? Because basically at that point, if Bronny does go into the draft, you're beholden to wherever he signs. And you hope that team is willing to fork up the money to not just sign Bronny, but also bring LeBron over at the ascent of his career. Is
LeBron still going to be playing at a high level, or he just want to be on the team with his son?
Yeah,
I think he'll be playing at we said the same thing about LeBron. Now, how old is he now? 36, 37?
I think he's 36.
So no one would have thought LeBron would have been playing at the level he's playing at now at 36. Now, obviously, that's 3 years away. Anything can happen. But obviously, with him signing this 2-year extension with the Lakers, he's thinking, hey, we got to get at least 1 or 2 more titles out of this little run. Because his contract and Anthony Davis' contract, their expiring contracts match up. When LeBron is a free agent, AD is a free agent. So they're looking, we got to get at least 1, maybe even 2 more titles out of this thing. Because after that, if that happens, LeBron don't care. Hey, I'm going to go play with my son. If we're going to Oklahoma City, guess we're going to Oklahoma City. That does nothing but good for the Thunder. Marketing. Hey, we got the first father-son tandem in NBA history.
Yeah. LeBron's 37, by the way.
See?
It's going to be interesting, man. I just don't like the pressure they put on Bronny, man, because I know, think about the pressure you put on yourself and all the fans who come out just to see him fail, not succeed. It's just a lot of pressure, man. People booing him. You don't even know this kid. Why are you booing him, man? Just because he gets more hype than your child? It's just
because his last name is James, and he's playing in the NBA.
Yeah. Heavy as the head, Brian. Heavy as the head. So they came out. I saw on Twitter the other day how one of these scouts talked about how Oregon is the team that's the front running team to land Bronny when he goes to college.
Because of Nike.
Maybe so, but guess what? See, this is what happens when you have a James last name. LeBron swooped in real quick and said he hasn't taken any visits. He's had a couple of calls. When he wants to let you know what's going on, he'll let you know what's going on and shut that down real quick. When you have guys that have a certain name, don't be putting out false reports because LeBron is not shy on Twitter.
Well,
he'll let you know.
Yeah, Instagram too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think though he should just have some fun, go to college. He ain't got to play in the NBA just yet. It's not like if something happens, he ain't gonna be well off. His dad, I work for $1 billion. You'll be fine. Go have some fun in college. Enjoy your life, man.
So when you went to the draft, you were a junior?
No, I was a senior.
You were a senior. Okay.
Yeah,
so we know you finished up. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was there any idea that maybe you would leave earlier than that?
Well, after I got into it with my coach in my junior year, I thought about leaving, and the Knicks were, there was a rumor the Knicks would take me like 17 or 18. They picked because they was looking for a small forward at the time. But I didn't want to leave, man. I had so much fun in college, man.
Sure.
Think about it, you have, everybody's like, especially this day and age, you getting paid to get in college. If I was in this era, man. Think about rolling on campus in a Lambo, and you the big dog on campus.
You got endorsement deals, man. You got NIL money.
You could be a big fish in a little pond right now, but they all want to get to the league, and then realize they get to the league. I'm like, oh shit, we got a lot of responsibility. We got a lot of people saying, gimme, gimme, gimme. So, but I enjoyed the hell out of college, man. I recommend guys going. If I was the head of the NBA, I would make guys go to college for 2 years. At the most,
instead of
just like the NFL, 2 years. And people are like, well, you denying this guy a right to earn money. I said, yeah, but this is a $1 billion business, and we need guys to learn how to become men and respect themselves and respect the game. And what better place to do this in college, where you have to learn how to work well with others and not just come from AAU playing 1 year, in the G League, and then come to the league and then thinking you all hot and mighty. But I just think they should play 2 years, in college to learn how to become men.
I get that, and I understand where you're coming from. I guess I look at it from the standpoint, what age can you be drafted into the military?
18.
So my thing is, if you
drafted anymore, man.
But what I'm saying is, if the military views you as a grown man, going into handing you a gun or whatever else and going into combat, then you should also be able to make your decision if you want to go play in the NBA at 17, 18 years old.
Well, see, that's a slippery slope there, too, though, because you can go into the military at 18, but you can't buy a beer till you're 21. So
I was about to say the same
I can carry a gun and shoot another man, but I can't drink a
But
Michelob.
do you see the hypocrisy in that, though?
Oh, but here's the thing, though. All this, NBA is private. It's a business. And they have the right, just like they tell you what to wear, what to say, and what to, do. They have that right. You just can't come on and say, oh, a ref sucked tonight. They're going to fine you for that. So they have they can, take away your Fifth Amendment right, so they can say, hey, this is what we want in our league. You know what I mean?
Right. You're right.
We'll see what happens. Do you think that does anything for this deal that they've done with LeBron in LA? Does that do anything for this Kyrie? Because obviously now you've committed even more money to LeBron James.
That's I'm out here every day, and people ask me that question every day. I have no clue what's going on over there. It's just weird, man, because it's been quiet here on the front. So
I haven't heard a ton. Outside of the thing we talked about where they're willing to do 2 picks, but now I'm hearing they're willing to do picks, but they're not going to move anybody else. So it's 2 picks or nothing.
I do think with LeBron signing his extension, I think he would really, I think in his mind, he's like, look, I really would like for y'all to go after Kyrie, because I think he feels as though, I guess that's a piece that they need in order to be able to contend throughout the duration of that contract. So I would think with him signing this extension, Nah, we here to compete, and we got to do whatever we possibly can to be able to compete for titles. I'm not here in LA just to be here in LA. I'm here in LA to win. After that, then we'll go on a joyride, me and my son, and we'll go wherever and ride this thing off into the sunset. But while I'm here in LA, no, I'm here to win titles, and whatever we got to do to win titles, make it happen.
A lot of stuff on the table, man. Just a lot of stuff out there on the
It's
table.
gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be, and if you really think about it, it's right around the corner.
Oh,
So
no,
they need
it's
to get
sneaking up,
something
man.
ASAP.
I was just gonna say we got the schedule now. Schedule's out. We know what we're doing. Opening week, by the way, you got the Celtics hosting the Sixers on opening night. Lakers and Warriors opening night. The next night, you've got the Pelicans. Zion is back at Brooklyn. And then the Suns and the Mavs, the Western Conference Finals rematch. All within the first two nights.
To watch.
Just within the first 2 nights of the season, which I think is...
I'm ready for that Suns and Mavs.
That's going to be a scrappy, elbow-tossing game, man. I'll tell you.
See, opening night, and I think they did this. I don't know if this game is on Christmas, is why it's not an opening night, but I think they should have had a rematch of the finals. Celtics Warriors on opening night, unless that's on Christmas. I don't know the full Christmas.
I haven't looked at Christmas yet. I just kind of looked at the first couple of weeks, but
I think they should have had a rematch of the finals opening night.
Well, they probably usually when they do that, they kind of let the guys amp up and get into better shape and get in a rhythm. So you say, "Oh, this is a premiere." So I think it's probably it should be a Christmas Day game to me.
Yeah.
But have you seen the Lakers schedule though?
I haven't dove too deep into it. No, I haven't.
The NBA straight hated on the Lakers this year.
Did they really? Now I'm intrigued. Hold on.
The Christmas game on the road. Thanksgiving, they got to leave Thanksgiving night. They got screwed, boy.
Yeah, because Christmas Day they're always at home.
Yes, they've always played. They playing whites on Christmas Day, man. Since the Staples Center /crypto.com.
Oh yeah, they're in San Antonio on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
and then Christmas, they're playing at the Mavericks on Christmas.
Yes,
so they got to go to Dallas. And play at the Mavs on Christmas.
And then they on the road for like 8 days or 10 days after that.
Oh, yeah, they got – the
NBA
right.
said,
Holy
screw
crap.
you, Lakers. Y'all ain't good anymore.
No, they're at the Mavs, Magic, Heat, Hawks, Hornets, and then they go back home.
Yeah, because
they're an 8-day road trip.
Yeah, they're here in Atlanta. I think that's LeBron's birthday, the 30th of December.
Yeah, they're not. I think you're right. I think it's something like that. But you're right. They're not back in L.A. till January 4th. They put them on the road straight through the holidays and into the new year. Say good luck. Oh, damn. That's
Until you can get back to the top of the mountain, you will be getting a sucky schedule.
But they're going to be in Atlanta on the 30th. So it might be a New Year's Eve party in Atlanta because they don't play again until the 2nd in Charlotte.
Oh, it will be.
So
and I'm really interested to see how Charlotte's going to be this year.
Well, they're getting some pieces back. So
they lost their best piece.
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Bridges is gone. So it's going to be
interesting.
Hurt?
Who the hell was hurt for them, though? Shit. Why am I pulling a blank on this? Was LaMelo hurt?
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
But when you lose a guy like Mikal Bridges, obviously to his own stupidity, that's major because he's one of your franchise players. So you're now having to – you took a step back. I mean, obviously you still have LaMelo, but you took a step back. That's one of your franchise players who decided to be stupid, and now he'll probably no longer play for you. That's
a 2010 piece gone right there. And it's hard to replace a 2010 piece. Yeah, especially as athletic he was coming into his own too. So Bridges is going to be a major loss. They went from the playoffs to out of the playoffs with that.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you see the Ben Simmons thing? Did you see the guy that ran into Ben Simmons at the mall?
I did.
So it seems like, what was it, last week, the week before, Rob, you were like, man, we haven't even seen Ben Simmons.
Yes.
Like, where is he? Is he okay? Has anyone heard from him? Have we done like a safety check on Ben? Is he all right? And then this dude runs into him at the mall, sees him in It's Sugar, which is a candy store. But dude played him bad on this. He rarely listen to this guy run up to him.
Oh my God, it was you, bro. Russell Westbrook, bro. Oh my God, bro. Russell Westbrook, bro. Hold up, bro. I ain't playing with you, bro. Russell Westbrook, bro. Can't shoot, bro. I'm sorry, bro. All right, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Can't shoot, bro. Huh? Westbrook, bro. All right, bro. I love you, bro. All right, I love you, bro.
Can't shoot,
if you don't shut up.
I mean, dude, he was clowning him. And it was.
Yeah, hey, that's one of those ones when you realize it's just, okay, I got a lot of money, but I'm about to lose some right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to snatch your phone and throw that shit half across the mall.
And he did, to his credit, I think, what did he say? I wrote it down because it was hard to hear in the audio. Don't play with me. He snapped Ben Simmons just did, don't play with me. And then, like, immediately some dude in a black shirt with muscles the size of my head steps, like, in between him. So, obviously, Simmons has somebody with him. Got in the middle of that and just sent this guy out the door. And by the way, It's Sugar is a hell of a good candy store.
It is.
They got a lot of stuff in that store. What is Ben doing in the candy store, though, man? I'm like,
he eat candy too.
Get your ass out of the candy store. Get in the
somebody's
gym.
Birthdays, somebody's, some kind of gift. He getting a gift for a kid or something, man.
Man, getting something for himself.
Can't shoot, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, man, you can't look. I understand that you.
I would have told him, but yeah, I can buy you a life.
Y'all better stop. Y'all better leave these NBA players alone out in public and trying to play them like that. I mean, if you're one of those people that keep the same energy in real life that you do on social media and you talking crap, I got to salute you. But you got to be able to deal with the consequences that come along with it, too.
This is true.
I love you, bro.
That was just funny.
Hey, sports fans. It's Chris Howard, former Jacksonville Jaguar running back and 1997 National Championship running back from the University of Michigan. Get plugged in with me every week as I'll be breaking down the biggest topics in the world of sports and entertainment. Join me and my special guests for some honest conversations about sports and life when the cameras are no longer flashing. I'll also be breaking down weekly matchups for NFL and college football games. Be in the know, listen to, and follow Plugged In with Chris Howard now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The other big story this week was Deshaun Watson. That punishment from the NFL officially came down. I guess there was a judge earlier in the month that had said 6 games.
Right.
And then they pushed back on that. The NFL came down and went, no, we're going to do 11 games, $5 million. And he's got to do like a bunch of community service and outreach stuff like that. So 11 games, $5 million, which, by the way, is like about 2% of his deal that he signed. So what do you think on the Deshaun Watson punishment from the NFL?
It's so hard when you come to this situation because, it's what he did or allegedly did was just bananas. I'm like, it's you can't really put that into words, man, because all these women, he sound like he a nympho to me.
Yeah,
man.
22 to 24. I mean, it's just been.
And they kept popping up.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But, you hate to see it. We were just talking about this before we went on air about, great talented quarterbacks, and you have a situation like this to derail their careers, and I hope that this doesn't, derail his career and that he could, apologize, make amends, and move on from this because the boy got talent,
he's extremely talented. Yeah. And I mean, I think they should have given him a whole season. If you're going to say 11 games, just call it a season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those 5 games left.
And give it's sort of likens itself to any of these other athletes who get in trouble. You take a year off or almost all of a season. If you don't see him for a year, the next time you see him, maybe things have come down a little bit. He's put in a little bit of work and people have sort of come to terms with it. And I don't know, just seeing him back on the field this season is going to be off-putting for some people.
But for me though, you think about last season. And you're like, he didn't play at all last season. And I'm like, that was like almost being suspended for an entire season last year.
That's true.
Now so he's basically missed 2 years of football, and that's not due to any injuries. So, man, can he still play?
Nah, he can still play. This is one of those situations where, he should have gotten. I thought he was going to end up getting the full season. I really do. I think he probably should have gotten a full season. And Bro, where there's smoke, there's fire. Putting yourself in certain situations just because you think you can and you have notoriety and you got money, bro, you can't do that. You just can't. Even if you say you didn't do what people thought you did something.
Yeah.
25, 26 women?
Yeah, 24 women don't come forward if nothing happened. It's not some big conspiracy.
If he'd have been smart, he was like, yeah, suspend me for this season right here. Last season, you get it out of the way, and then we put it behind us.
Well, he tried to fight
It's almost like the Roger Clemens thing, where it dragged on for so long, and then like, dude, just do like Andy did. Say, okay, yeah, I did it. Slap me on the wrist. Let's move on. You know what I mean? Which
is funny because when you look back at that, Andy Pettitte looks like he did the best thing he could have ever done in that situation. Yes. Because nobody brings up Andy Pettitte's name ever.
Never.
And he sat in front of the media and was like, "Yeah, I did all this stuff. I did." All right, so are we good? Everybody's good. All right.
And for that situation, I was laughing. People like, it's you get so mad at athletes doing this to perform for you, but yet you don't get mad at people running around here smoking, killing their lungs, and doing all this kind of stuff. It's the weirdest thing. Like, it's my body. I can put the hell I want in it,
Yeah.
But I know it says, it gives you an advantage. You know what gives you an advantage? DNA gives you an advantage too.
Yeah. So my big contention with PEDs in baseball, not to get us into baseball, but was, okay, yes, they make you stronger. They don't make you hit a baseball any better. In the sense that you still have to have enough timing to see a baseball and hit a baseball.
Yes.
Yes, it'll make it leave the ballpark easier. I get that. You still have to hit the damn thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Side topic.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll forget. Look, we don't live in a very forgiving world. And especially when it
rose.
Right. Especially when it comes down to, what Deshaun is being accused of. This scarlet letter is going to hang over him for quite some time. And even next season, when he comes back, with the 5 games remaining, whenever he's on the road, he's going to hear it. Next season, he's going to hear it.
His first game back is against the Texans.
But the crazy thing is, they're going to, everywhere he goes, this is the funny part about this situation. There's going to be so many women organizations that's going to say, you know what, we're going to protest him. We're going to buy up all these tickets and go to the game. You're supporting him in that sense.
NFL's getting paid.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was really wary on 11 games. I'm like, that's such a odd number. His first game back is against Houston. I'm like, that's why it's 11 games. If it could have been 12, it could have been 14. No, we're going to make it 11 because we want Deshaun Watson versus the Texans.
Yep.
Some bullshit.
Money.
That's some bullshit. So let's not hang our hat on integrity, NFL. We know that's not what you're in it for.
The NFL has never had a moral compass.
Oh, God, no. Hell no. Roger Goodell's gotten very good at what? I didn't hear anything. What are you talking about? Who's that? I don't even know what you're talking about.
In a minute, boy.
He's so delusional that you appoint somebody to bring down punishment on him. They bring the punishment. The punishment is not to your liking. Well, if the punishment is not to your liking, then why didn't you just do the job? Yeah. Why pass the buck to somebody else, not like it, and then say, oh, no, that's not good enough? Well, you appointed the person.
It's called plausible deniability.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what that's called. That's the term. He made a shitty decision, not me. I don't know.
Hey, and the funny part, he's like the boss. Like, I like him, but you know what? I'm gonna go to my general manager. And can you fire Robert, man? I kind of like it, but this way I can keep that relationship with him. So you do it,
Yeah, I want to still be friends with him. I don't give a shit about you. You can.
That is exactly the term: plausible deniability.
100%.
Let me pass, even though I know what's going on. Let me pass it off, and then when it comes back to me and say, "Hey, I didn't know.
No one told me. This was his choice, not mine." You're right. Yep. He did make a shitty decision. Bob, you're fired. You know what I mean? Like, what did I do? That's
plausible deniability.
That is like corporate America today. That's what that is, man, in every aspect. Did you see the Dodgers reporter?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I love this guy. So this dude the Dodgers are in Milwaukee. This dude wants to ride the slide that Bronny, the mascot, goes down after the Brewers hit a home run, and it's out in like center field, and it's a pretty steep slide. But I don't think he took into account that mascots are heavily padded. You know what I mean? Like, they're thick. They got a lot of padding on them. Well, dude went down the slide. Here it is, by the way, in the broadcast. And I want to make sure I know it's Nomar Garciaparra, and I'm trying to remember who the other guy's name is. Joe Davis on the TV call for the Dodgers.
USA's been talking for 3 days about going down the slide here in Milwaukee. I've never heard somebody so excited about doing anything, and David did do it today.
Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap!
Shit.
Oh, no. Okay. First, I want to report that he's okay. Dave.
Hi, guys. Hey, I do my own stunts, Tom Cruise style. I try to play it up, Shaqtin' the Fool style, and you're looking at the fool, but...
Yeah.
I love you, bro.
Yeah, we love you too, man. But
didn't he break like ribs?
He fractured six ribs and broke his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Dude got casted up and did his job that night in a cast with 6 fractured ribs.
The crazy part, after he did that, he went and did an interview. And did his interview because, they had to do the pregame show. And he rushed him to the hospital after that. And then he was back the next day.
And he was back. And the best part was, I don't know who he was interviewing. I might have been the Dodgers catcher. We rallied for you tonight, man.
Yeah.
I told him on the field, we rallied for you tonight, bro.
But, he's loved by all the Dodgers, though.
Most of those guys who do, like, the field reporting and stuff, they're friends with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but, oh, God, that's just
Bro,
hilarious.
you break your arm and you fracture 6 ribs?
Going down a slide. Going down a freaking slide.
If you want to see a slide, I'll show you how a motherfucker slide.
I'll show you how to slide.
I'm sliding.
Can't shoot, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Can't shoot, bro. Crash. Holy crap.
Have y'all ever seen Norbert?
Holy crap.
Yeah, I've seen
Norbert.
Hey.
I'll show you how a bitch slide.
Look,
what is that from?
I'm not comparing
Norbert.
injuries. I'm not comparing injuries. He made my injury look very minor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's very similar to what you did. But you didn't go down a slide, though. You just jumped off a deck.
Yeah.
Yours was not out of ignorance. Yours was out of impatience.
It was
I don't want to wait. I'll jump over a wall. I'm like, come on.
I have a little bit of both now.
Well, that's true. Yeah, a little bit. I can make this jump. I'm 20 again. Yeah, no,
it was out of impatience and stupidity. Absolutely.
This one was
I
just.
wish I had the video. Have y'all seen the video of the lady that's on the porch? And she's talking to the gardener, and she leans up against the podium, and then the podium falls, and then it hits her top of the head. As she's going down, she's like, "Oh shit!"
Oh no, I have not.
The gardener is aware that he runs over and slides under her because she's about to hit face first on the concrete, and he slides under her and catches her. So you have to look that up. It is. I have to send it to you. It's the funniest shit ever.
Oh my god!
Because she's just leaning, and it breaks. And she stumbles, and then the podium hits in the back of the head and knocks her on. It's the funniest shit ever, man.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see that one. Yeah, you gotta send that, and we'll put it up on our Twitter at Big Shot Bob Pod. You can put it on the Instagram too, B-Dog. We'll share that one with the world. No, I've seen plenty of those videos though, especially because those posts at people's houses are just not supportive. They're like decorative, so people just lean on them and they just right over. I put this on the show sheet. I don't even know if we want to talk about this. The Kobe lawsuit is going on. Vanessa Bryant is suing L.A. County officials for taking pictures of the crash scene. If that legitimately happened, give her all the money because that's some bullshit. Like, I get that you take pictures for police. That comes with a tragic incident like that. But if people were legit taking personal photos, no. Sorry. No, you don't ever get to work in this county again.
It was bad. And then they took the photos and went to a bar and was sharing them with the bartender. If
that's true,
yeah,
give her as much as she's asking for.
Yeah.
Because that is some bullshit.
Yeah. I want to say thank you to the bartender who reported them. Because
is that
the bartenders, bartender's
okay.
like, oh, you can't be doing that shit. And it's just ridiculous.
That's
it's like,
terrible.
Why would you want to share that?
That's so heartless.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Let's just say this. When Kobe was living and playing, he owned L.A.
Yeah.
Even in his passing, if this is true, his wife is going to own L.A.
She should. If this is true, she should.
Yes, it's gonna be Vanessa County.
Yeah,
because this is egregious and this is heinous. That the fact that even after the last few years of her having to mourn Kobe and her daughter and having to also take care of her other daughters and needing all the support, that she has to still fight with the county, fought with the helicopter company, fought with all of these people while still mourning and having to take care of her family. Hey man, just give her LA, because she deserves LA.
Yeah, some underhanded shit. I just wanted to mention it just because it's happening right now, and it's always, it's something worth at least throwing out there. But
yeah, rest in peace, Kobe.
All right, you ready for this one? Big shot of the week. Going to some young kids from right here in Rome, Georgia, which is just north of Atlanta. Trayvon Adams, Antoine Carey, Tyson Brown, Alto Moore, and Caesar Parker. They're members of the Rome high school football team here in North Georgia. They witnessed a car wreck driving home.
Yeah.
Pulled over, ran out to this car, and they realized there was a woman trapped, and 4 or 5 high school football players did everything they could to pull the doors off and get this woman out of this car in the middle of this wreck.
Yep.
Pulled the passenger side open, realized that they couldn't get her out from that side, ran around to the driver's side, and, 5 football-playing guys just ripped that door up as much as they could, got her out of that car before anything else bad happened to her, and just big shot to those young men, because that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, saw them on the news the other day, just talking about they were like, we didn't care nothing about us.
Yeah.
We were just trying to make sure she was good and get her out of the situation.
Yeah.
So, salute to those dudes. Good dudes.
Anytime some guy that's, a young guy, like that kid we talked about before, just, are selfless like that and gives up their body, not thinking about them, but thinking about others. It just makes you wish that everybody in the world was like this, where
hell yeah,
you cared about the next man or the next woman or the next person or whatever it may be, and just to try to help each other out, man. So yeah, I love big shots like this, man. Who just go out and give it all for someone else.
That's why I like doing these stories on the show every week. Just a little reminder that, by the way, people don't universally suck. There are some good ones out there. And if we can feature one every week, that's a win. So, listen, I apologize. I didn't have time to put a game together this week because I've spent half my week in an automobile and fighting with people on the phone. So, we'll get back to 100% normal hopefully next week. But, I hate weeks like this.
I know. I hate it. I feel you, brother.
Yeah, it just sucks. And it's like it's emotionally stressful. It's mentally exhausting, and trying to still do your job and, show up for other people. And, it's a lot. It's family shit is always a lot. So if anybody's going through some stuff right now and you're listening to the show and you got family problems, trust me when I tell you, I can 100% relate, and we feel you.
Hey, the best thing for everybody to do is just to try to, realize what's more important. The person who is in need, and to figure this thing out, set aside personal differences, say, yo, man, we need to do this for the health and the safety of the loved one.
Yeah.
And because we both have something in common, and that's a love for that individual. And they just need to sit back and just say, hey, this is what's more important, like I said.
Yeah. For
that's
me,
that's a fact.
Yeah, here was my thing, and I said this before, and we'll close the show. Sports are important, because when my dad and I didn't have anything, we had sports. Like my dad, my mom got divorced when I was about 10 years old. My dad kind of moved a little bit further away from where we lived, and I didn't get to see him all that often. My mom got remarried. My stepfather raised me, and I love my stepfather. I adore that man. So my dad and I weren't terribly close when I was in high school and in college and stuff like that. But when we didn't have any common ground, we always had sports. We could talk about baseball. We could talk about football or basketball. That was always a common ground. So it's like when I hear people say shit like, sports is just a game, and it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme. And it's like, well, for me, it was a touchstone for my dad when we didn't have anything in common. Like, we didn't talk all the time. We weren't terribly close. But I could call him, and we could talk about the Yankees. Or I could call him, and he could bitch about how much he hates being a Giants fan because the Giants suck every year in the NFL. So, we always had that. So, there is importance, and I forget that sometimes. We goof around and talk about sports a lot, but there's importance in it.
And if you don't think sports is important, well, were you around in 2020 when everything was canceled?
Yeah.
and people didn't know what they were going to do. And when the Michael Jordan documentary came around, the ratings shot through the roof because that was the only form of quote unquote sports that was on at the time. Mm-hmm. When the NBA saw how desperate people were to have sports back, that they created a bubble down in Orlando for the season to continue. Mm-hmm. So when people say, sports this, sports that, we had a whole year to show you how important sports was to people, not just in what was going on the field, but how it allowed people to get back to work.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who were out of jobs because sports was done for a little bit.
Yeah. I don't. That's one of the things that, when people talk about when these businesses or these leagues have lockouts, they don't realize this affects a ton of people. Yeah. Even though the players get paid a lot of money, you got so many people who depend on that extra money from being vendors, from being ushers, from being security. It's a lot of jobs that, sports provide where people can say, oh, thank you. But, you're right. Without sports, I wouldn't have got to know you two guys. So that's the best thing about sports.
What the hell? But sports, like, for me, was always like a warm blanket. And then you got to think of it, too, from a fan's perspective. Even if it doesn't affect you financially, it's a touch point. It's something that you can always talk about people with. Like, I could text you. We text each other when there's a game on or some shit. You know what I mean? Sports is always a touch point for people. And when you don't have it, you realize you're like, damn it, I missed this. I miss being able to, pick up a phone and text my buddy Mark and yell at him about how bad the Braves are doing or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's the stuff that you miss. So, like I said, I hope my dad hangs in. I hope he does okay. I hope he finds a way to fight through this and get better so that I can make fun of him when the Yankees don't win the World Series this year.
Well, you probably end up working, but December 30th, you need to come to Atlanta.
Hell yeah.
What's that?
Lakers Hawks.
Lakers Hawks.
December 30th?
Spend New Year's in Atlanta.
You probably won't be able to make it out here.
No, you just said.
Go to Magic City with LeBron and Bronny.
Hey, you realize my wife's Mexican is a couple of days they love. That's New Year's and Easter.
New Year's is a big thing for Mexicans?
Oh, for her it is.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah, but Easter is number one and New Year's. And then, of course, Christmas. So, Christmas. And Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah, sure.
That's big for anybody that just likes margaritas.
Hey, and I told her, what about Juneteenth? She was like, what's that?
Time to go.
On that note,
follow the show on Twitter at Big Shot Bob Pod for links to all our guests and all sorts of fun. The Big Shot Bob Pod is a presentation of Live by Live's Podcast One and Podcast One Sportsnet.
All month long, the biggest movies are streaming free on Pluto TV's Popcorn Summer Movies. Watch star-studded blockbusters like Titanic and Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, or fall in love with charming rom-coms like Hitch and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. The best part? Pluto TV is 100% free. No credit cards, not even a sign-up. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies, TV shows, and more. Download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start streaming now. Pluto TV. Drop in, watch free.
The biggest Braves coverage in the South is always rolling at thepodcastpark.com. Check out the fans' exclusive lineup of Braves podcasts, including K-Mac's weekly Braves update, the Braves Clubhouse Report, 643 with Dylan Short, plus the return of Hardball with Chris Domino, and the latest breaking news every morning at 10 a.m. with Matt Chernoff's Daily 10. Get our Braves podcast everywhere you get podcasts, or stream them all for free on the 680 The Fan app or thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.